good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Parents, we ask that you monitor your children during tonight's competition. If your child is unsupervised and running around in the commons, they will be asked to go sit by their parents. Please help monitor your children. Thank you. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for the singing of the national anthem by Junior Parker Peabody.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Varsity Girls basketball matchup between the visiting Eau Claire Immanuel Lancers and your hosts, the Spring Valley Cardinals. Here are tonight's starting lineups for the visiting team. Number 10, senior Katie Clokey. Number 11, senior Becky Noldner. Number 14, junior Gwen Gergel. Number 15, junior Savannah Quaid. And number 24, senior Gabby Radical. The Lancers are coached by Missy Milner and Christian Bergman. And now for our Spring Valley Cardinals. Number 4, junior Kate Cipriano. Number 5, senior Riley Fritz. Number 10, senior Addison Nelson. Number 23, freshman Amelia Bruner. And number 24, sophomore Katie Matthias. The Cardinals are coached by Sean Houlihan, Mark Thomas, and Brianna Bailey.
Hello and welcome to today's matchup between the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Spring Valley Cardinals. Lancers coming in this game 0-2, coming off a rough game at home, losing by over 30 after dropping to the Hornets in their first game of the year by only 3. Foul trouble and turnovers were a big deal in both those games, mostly in the second half of that first game, but throughout the whole second game at home last Thursday. Gonna bounce back here. Got one more game before Thanksgiving break. That'll be tomorrow away at Augusta. This will be the first game of the year for the Spring Valley Cardinals with their home opener, with the tip being taken by the freshman Bruner and of course number 24 Radical. Picked up in the air and eventually going to be handled by Soprano. And now we're double dribbling the call as Milner got the pressure on her. And forced that turnover. Gives it back to the Lancers. possession arrow their way. Nelner on the passing. Has Gurgle in the backcourt if she wants her. Gurgle comes into the front court, takes a bounce, and will handle it. Pressure on her from Fritz. Gonna swing it over to Nelner. Nelner mishandles, and that one falls out of bounds for the first Lancer turnover, going right back to the Cardinals. Pass comes into Fritz, and she'll get the first real offensive possession for the Cardinals here. Got Soprano coming up top, gonna go and give it to her. Nelner right up on it, giving her no space. Gonna swing it over to Fritz. Let's down to the paint. Has Bruner. Gets her feet set, and he'll knock down. Big first shot of the year. Passing to Gurgle, mishandles it. Gonna try to turn that corner. Gets double teamed on the sideline, is being swatted away by Bruner. She'll set the tone early with a nice quick jumper. And a quick swat out of bounds. A lot of press starting for the Cardinals here. Has Radical, gonna find her easily. Takes a couple steps up the floor, across the line. Swings it across for Nelner. Nelner's got space, she'll blow right in. Rims up and out, tipped around, is being rebounded by Gurgle. She'll pump fake. Now needs an outlet, gonna find Clokey. Clokey the open three. Off the back iron, tipped up in the air, and being rebounded by Fritz. Nice start from down there, just couldn't quite finish. A good job, quick off the dribble. Find her way inside as Clokey gets back on defense to poke it out of the hands of Fritz. It'll end up remaining with the Cardinals in that corner. On the pass, it'll be Soprano. Sends one high to Fritz. Clokey rushes to get in front. Looks to the post, gonna give it to her. Swatted away by Radical. And they're gonna say last touch by the Cardinals, going back to the Lancers. Lancers gets it up in their press break. We get over to Clokey. Mishandles for a second. Now struggling to get her hands on it. Needs an option. Already used her dribble. Gonna get out to Gurgle. Just saves it on the sideline. Now they're gonna say her foot stepped on. As the press gets to the Lancers, can't get it quite into the front court. Very close. Passed a little bit low. Gurgle didn't quite get it handled before turning and dribbling up the floor. And paid for by about an inch on that sideline. Pass from the side will come in from Soprano. Needs an option. Time running out. Throws one high. Creed is there. Tips it up in the air. She's got a 1-on-2 with a step on him. Drives up inside and she'll finish strong, and we're tied at 2. Well, get a scoring started here for the Lancers, bringing them back even on a nice fast break. Good job to stay in front. Finish strong. Gonna send this one back up high to Matthias. Quaid takes a stab at it. She'll drive in on Quaid, gets a step through, mishandles, ends up being fouled, possibly by Quaid. And nope, gonna be on Radical. Quaid had a lot of foul trouble in that first game, had a lot more in that second game. Nice shot from her to stay strong on defense, as ends up being Radical who picks it up. Radical has only had 4 fouls all year, this being her 5th, as the first free throw will fall to give them a 3-2 lead. Matthias is second, bounced off the front, tipped up in the air. Radical's there, and she'll go quickly. Trying to get a step on her opposite number. Lays it up and in, and it's a 1-point lead. Matthias just 1-2, can't get back in time as Radical blows by her. Now she has it up top for the open 3. That one goes off the side, heading out of back there. Good effort from a diving Fritz. Couldn't quite get down underneath the ball in time. She ends up sliding out of bounds. Will be Lancer ball with a 1-point lead, 4-3. Now they're on the pass in. Gives it over to Clokey. Clokey gonna catch this one cleanly. Good pass back to Nelner. Nelner trying to get a step, and she will, up in the cross half court. Steps through, a little floater, bounces off the back of the rim, tipped up in the air. Nelner gonna get it right back. Needs a kick out. Pass tipped. Quaid won't touch it, and it'll be a Lancer pass it on the baseline. Good awareness from Quaid. Let that one just fall, not gonna try to make the hard catch and try to spin into trouble. Let it go out. Lancer's gonna reset on the baseline with Nelner on the pass in. Quaid steps out for the outlet, gonna give it corner to Gurgle. Looks to the paint, now gonna drive it up high. Pressure on her, Nelner gonna give her a screen. Gurgle right back in on the baseline. Pass kick out to Clokey, pass a little bit far, and Clokey can't get a handle on it. Clokey gotta make sure to get over to that corner as Gurgle's driving the baseline off balance. Needs to make sure that she can make that pass as easy as possible. Clokey just stopped a little bit short, ended up having to reach out for it, and ends up being tipped out of bounds for another Lancer turnover. This will be sent to the paint. Good cut inside, and she'll lay it up and in. That was Matthias. He's now got 3 on the night. She gives her team a 1-point lead. Nelner needs an option. Throws one high to Clokey, and a timeout called beforehand. 5-4, a 1-point Cardinal lead with 15:30 to go. Timeout pass on the baseline will come in from Milner. Takes the Gurgle, now going to throw in high to Radical. Radical turns, has some space. Pressure coming from behind. Radical quickly switches direction. I'm going to pass over to Nelner. Nelner's got a lane inside. Comes up short, and a jump ball will be called as Bruner got a hand on it over the back of Nelner. No foul was called as the Lancers bench asking for it, and just being called a jump ball as Nelner will pass it in on the baseline. Lofting up to Radical, pass tips, he'll get it back. Pass it out of her hand once again, it's stolen away by Fritz. Goes up the floor to herself, now I'm going to try to slow it down. One-handed pass, cross court, Soprano's got it, gonna send one back out, tipped up in the air by Radical. It's being handled once again by Matthias. Back down to the paint, no one there. As Fritz, not sure that was going to her, but it looks like Soprano had just cut through the lane, wasn't looking at it, just clearing right as that pass was coming in, so it might have been Soprano. It was to Fritz, passed a little bit long as Fritz didn't have a good angle on it, and not a favorable height match underneath as well, as Goodman will come in for Nelner. 15:05 to go with a 5-4 1-point Lancer lead. Clean pass into Clokey. She'll spin and look up the floor. Has Goodman if she wants it. Go ahead and give it to her. Goodman across the line. She'll slow it down. And hand it off in the corner to Quaid. Has Clokey high if she wants her. Clokey will step inside. Little floater. Heads long and it's picked up by Bruner. Wants gets Soprano on the angle. Can't find her. Forces swinging across now to Fritz. Fritz steps up. Got the open three. Jill Hennix. Doesn't need a lot of space, she gets it done. As they go quickly into Clokey, trying to get that edge and eventually will. Pass back inside to Radical. Radical starting to get a handle on it. Needs a kick out, now gonna drop it on Clokey. Clokey, a good drive inside, sends it long. Goodman will turn around and send it back out to Gurgle. Gurgle takes the three. Off the back rim, rebounded by Radical inside. She'll step through. Draws the foul and one. Nice three on the other end from Fritz. Radical chance for a three-point play of her own. Get a couple of shots there, a lot of second chance opportunities. Radical eventually gets the clean look, takes the step in, it gets through contact, and Fritz legs it for Schlegel, along with Zimmerman entering in for Niedermeyer. Radical going to complete the three-point play, get it back down within one. That's her first free throw bounce off the back. It's being picked up by Bruner. Has corner if she wants it. Gonna give it to her. Takes no step up, looking down in the paint. Good read from Quaid to swat it out of bounds. Now she read Schlegel beautifully with the fake up, quick step back, and bounce pass into the paint. Quaid not quite fast enough to go. We're gonna get two hands on that ball, but good enough to get it out. As Cardinals now with a pass in on the baseline. Gonna send this one high. Clokey can't quite get a hand on it. Now stepped in and a free throw is taken off the back rim and rebounded by Quaid. Rips through and will hand it off to Gurgle. She'll slow it down. Looking at Radical on the post. I'm gonna drive over towards Clokey and will give it to her. Gurgle goes through the lane. Clokey drives around with a screen. Steps inside. Knocks one down. And she'll get that floater to fall. Sent the last too long. This one toned it back a little bit. Knocking it down to tie this one up now at 8. Driving around is Matthias. Down to the paint. Good find to Soprano. Comes up short. Quaid gets a hand on it. It's being ripped away. Tipped back up in the air. Soprano again. Comes up long now. Ball on the floor. And jump ball going to be called. Good find. Soprano got it, but couldn't quite hit it off the glass. Had to go and just try to swish it. Sent it just a tad short. Couldn't quite get the roll in. Scrum on the floor, at least with jump ball staying with the Cardinals. So it'll be another pass in from Soprano. Pass into the paint, quick shot up, bounces up and out, rebounded by Goodman. Tipped in the hands of Quaid and slung over to Clokey. Clokey will spin up, and he'll send it over to Gurgle. Taking a screen from Quaid, Gurgle drives around, hand up to Goodman. Had Radical in the paint for a second. Now forced the drive back up top. Takes to Clokey. Back up to Radical. Radical at free throw line. Got a long way to go to get inside. Gonna hand up to Quaid. Quaid a deep two. Off the side of the rim, rebound. Clokey right back up. Bad bounce. Tipped up and around. Picked up by Quaid. Quaid right back up. On the wrong side of the backboard. Rushed the shot. Never got square to the basket. They're gonna say it was tipped out of bounds. So it'll be Clokey will pass it in on the baseline. around, good find from Clokey. Quaid lays it up and in and one. Got to be patient from Clokey down there. Perfect timing on her pass to bounce through a couple of defenders. Defender got turned. Quaid, strong drive to the basket to get through that contact and get him into double digits early. With a 2-point lead and a chance to make it free. Quaid's one of the most consistent free throw shooters the Lancers have had so far this year. Her first will hit off the side and will be rebounded by Zimmerman. Hits the outlet with Fritz. Fritz not a lot of options, so slow it down and get set. Double screen comes up, now double screen will retreat. She'll sing in the corner, beautifully read by Radical. She'll sing it up to Gurgle. Gurgle with a 2-on-2. She'll take it herself, strip from behind, and a foul is called. Beautifully read from Radical. Was there before the pass was even thrown. Good awareness is throwing up to Gurgle. Gurgle quickly got down the floor. Didn't pull back, went straight into it. Ended up drawing another foul. As that's now the third foul on the Cardinals. Gurgle up 2 at the line. Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Her first will bounce off the inside. Remains 10-8. Still a chance to make it at least a maximum 1-possession game as number 24, Matthias, will come back in for Soprano. Will head over to check in as well, possibly for Gurgle as she came in a little bit late. And Niedermeyer will come in as well. And it'll be Clokey for Clokey. Gurgle will take her second free throw. Chance to make it a 3-point game with 12:31 to go. Currently a 10-8 game. Gurgle missed her first, her second. Off the side as well. Tipped up and around. Radical with the hand out, but not enough as Fritz got there first. We'll call the same play call. Gonna go across court. Right back to her. Fritz will spin around. Kick back out to the corner. Radical with a hand on it. Not enough. As now taking up will be Schlegel. A lot of pressure up top. Swing back corner. Radical gets a hand on it once again. This time swatting it out of bounds. Radical, a lot of length and quickness as that pass. He's got to be quick or a quick pass making and have to loft it over. Back up to Schlegel. Gonna hand it off to Matthias. Back up top with Fritz. Double team comes, gonna swing it across to Vaness. Back into the paint. Quaid steps up and a foul is called. Got there a little bit late and ended up bodying her to the floor for the second foul of the night on the Lancers. First on Quaid. As there'll be a pass in baseline coming in from the Cardinals. Matthias on the passing, gonna go quick corner. Gonna take the quick 3, comes up short, tipped around, ball on the floor, and last touch by Quaid. She got it knocked out of her hands by Vaness. That'll be Matthias on the pass in baseline. Gonna go ahead and hit the outlet with Fritz. Fritz quick drive inside. Can't get a good shot off. Now I'm gonna kick it corner, open 3 for Matthias, and she'll knock it down. Gives her team another 1-point lead as Clokey needs an option to get it up to Radical. Radical driving inside and gets bumped from behind by Schlegel. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Cardinals. It'll be a Lancer pass in from the corner. First on Schlegel. As Bruner enters back in for Schlegel. Gets in quickly to Gurgle. Steps around the left wing setup. Swings it back around to Goodman. Lydia running corner. Can't get a shot up in time. And coming down the Radical instead. Back across from Quaid. Lays it up and in. She caught Vaness. Looking the opposite direction. Quick basketball. Radical once again. Continuing to cut off that corner. Get that into the post with Radical. Radical, good find across. Good job catching. Vaness looking the opposite direction. This one will go cross court. We're going to chance at it. Tips it up in the air. Lydia comes in. Can't get the steals. Now Bruner turns the corner. Back down into the corner. Quaid is there on the help. Swings it across. Gurgle's there as well. Ball on the floor and a jump ball will be called. And nope, we're going to say foot on the line for Niedermeyer. She got a hand on it. Her foot was laying on the out of bounds line. Going the Lancer direction, up by 1, 12-11. Quick pass in for Goodman. She'll sweep through and take it up the floor herself. Cut off, she'll change direction. Finds an option. Back up to Gurgle. Pass Lydia. And gets fouled. She could not get that pass off. Bruner gave her a hard time turning that corner a little too much, so that's now the 15th foul called. First on Bruner. Still with 10:57 to go in this first half. Last chance to get a lot of free throws with a couple more fouls occur. Some pass quickly into Gurgle. Gonna wait for the pressure to back off, and she'll take it across the line. Gets it over to Lydia. Right back over to Gurgle. Gurgle swings it across for Goodman. Goodman the open three. Off the back rim, rebounded by Radical. She'll spin. Looking for some space, pass back across to Lydia. Mishandled out of bounds. It's been touched by Matthias. Nelner entering back in along with Zimmerman for the Cardinals. For Vanass and Gurgle. Lydia will pass it in on the baseline. An option quicken for Radical. Double teamed and a foul is called. They'll go against Niedermeyer. That'll be 6. Lance will be shooting the rest of the half following these 2 free throws. As it was called a shooting foul on Niedermeyer. She ends up picking up her second as well. 16 fouls now. Radical will take her first free throw, trying to make it a 2-point game. Some bounce off the inside and out. Remains a 1-point game. Radical second. Down, Soprano runner in for the Cardinals as well for Niedermeyer. A lot of subs early for the Cardinals. Lancers putting their normal amount in. Cardinals keeping the fresh bodies out there. We'll see how that comes into play. As does a hand on this one. Coming inside is Matthias. For an option and a travel is called as Radical staying strong on defense. Got her up in the air. Did not have the shot. Tried to go for a quick pass. Couldn't get it off in time. She ended up hitting the floor once again. Another Cardinal turnover. Going to get this one over to Goodman. Pass tipped up in the air. Neller gets a hand on it. Ball on the floor. Ends up kicking it out. Diving attempt by Fritz. Quig gets a hand on. She'll spin and go. Up to Radical. All alone. Finishes strong. That's a 4-point game. So a scrum on the floor. Ends up being kicked out. Good find from Quaid to get it up to Radical. Radical just no one around. Just leaked out. Now an open 3 in the corner from Matthias. That one will bounce off the side. Her first missed 3 of the night. Ball on the floor. It'll be a jump ball. As Quaid and Bruner got their hands on it, that will go with the Lancers. So it'll remain a 4-point game as entering in will be Schlegel. Lancers chance to take a strong lead here. They get a good offense possession. Goodman on the pass in. Leah steps up to get it. Back over to Goodman. Goodman looking up the floor, going to change direction. Pass tipped up in the air and stolen away. Schlegel back down to the paint. It's Bruner. Bruner got space. Mishandles her dribble. Now pressure comes. Slings it up and around and ends up being picked up by Nelner, who was immediately fouled by Soprano. And a needless foul turns into a 1-on-1 on the other end for Nelner. The 17th foul. And the second on Soprano. So Lancers, who struggled with foul trouble in their last game, doing very well with only 2, and are reaping the rewards. As the Cardinals already up to 7. It was just under 10 minutes to go. Nelner's first free throw bounces up and out. Ends up being rebounded by Zimmerman. Throws up the floor to Matthias to the corner. Swatted away by Radical once again. Pass on the side will come in from Soprano. Let's get back to good read from Nelner. Nelner got a step on Bruner. She'll lay it up and in. It's a 6-point game. Beautiful read from Nelner and a skip pass. And the Lancers go up by 6, 17-11 as the Cardinals call timeout. 9:37 to go. to Schlegel. She'll take it before. Lydia will meet her at half court. Drives around, fakes in the corner, going to send it down to the paint. Immediately triple team. Quaid gets a hand on it, and it's foul going to be called on Quaid. That'll be her second, and the team's third. Sorry. Passing baseline from Soprano, going to get it down to the paint. Tipped up in the air by Quaid. Ball on the floor. Saved by Soprano, but into the hands of Quaid. Brings up quickly to Lydia. Have numbers on the other end. Goes corner to Goodman. Looks down to the paint. Now going to take it there herself. Turning out, hand off to Radical. Takes to Quaid. Steps up, going to hand off to Lydia. She'll step inside. Different options. Radical gets back into the post. Drives towards Goodman. Pass it a bit short. Tipped up and around. Goodman gets a hand on it. Ends up being last touch by Bruner. Sorry, Matthias. Elner will pass it in from the side. Has Goodman. Who's no longer has Goodman. Now corner to Radical. Fakes the handoff. Radical will let the floor spread out. And he'll dribble it up top. Wants the handoff with Lydia. Skipped out of bounds and foot on the line. We'll have it going back to the Cardinals. Radical did not need to pick up a dribble. Should have just taken it all the way up to Lydia. Lydia needed a better cut out. Just a rough offensive possession overall. As this pass will be tipped into the corner. Gonna go back up top to Soprano. Immediately double teams. Needs an option. And foul called on Nelner. Didn't need it. Reached in. Good job. The Cardinals just spin away from it. Ends up turning into a foul. Well, it could have been a strong defensive stand. Ends up being the fourth foul as Clokey will come in for Lydia. Nope, Nelner. That's Nelner's first foul of the night. She's usually one of the ones in foul trouble. Good job holding back so far tonight with 8:37 to go. So we'll head back up top to Fritz. Swings it back to the corner. Trying to dribble inside, gets out from Cody, swings it down in the paint, tipped up in the air, gets the roll, tipped back up and rolls out. A lot of defenders there, gets a nice bounce over. Couldn't quite finish. Johnson goes corner to Clokey. Steps up and he'll hand it to Quaid. Quaid grabbing it after being tipped. He's going to go down to the paint with Goodman. Goodman comes up short. Rebounded by Zimmerman. And foul going to be called on Quaid, her third. As she's trying to go for the jump ball. Not even sure if she made it, but the foul was called. As now she will possibly sit for the rest of the half. And now Fritz up the floor for the Cardinals. Good pass inside, pass right across. Good read from Radical, tips it back in. Neller gets a hand on it. Spins it around, gets it up to Radical. Sweater out of bounds, that's going back to the Lancers. Radical reading this defense very well tonight. Getting her hands on almost everything coming in any sort of direction to her. And gets the right bounce to keep the ball. He's also sends it into Radical. Pressure right behind her. Radical will turn and go. Steps through, comes up short, gets her own rebound, tipped out in the hands of Nelner. Miller fakes a step back inside. Gets a good screen from Radical. Back up, off the side of the rim, and rebounded by Zimmerman. Up the floor to Fritz. Looks ahead and will sling it up. As Matthias. Matthias will take the three. Off the back rim, rebounded by Goodman. Pass back to Nelner, who will send it up to Clokey. Down to Goodman. Good pass over to Lydia. Good drive inside. Lace it up and in. Lancers up by 8. Good anticipation from Goodman. A little bit slow on the cut in from Lydia. Still got the job done. A lot of quickness down there. As Fritz will step in. Fake to the corner. And ends up being kicked by Radical. Fritz picked up her dribble in a bad spot. Only option is either shoot or pass to that corner. She's got pressure all around her. Radical right there gets her foot in the way to at least reset the possession. As Matthias will swing it across to Fritz. Opposite corner, quick release. Eagle as that one heads long. Picked up by Radical and up to Nelner. Hands it off to Clokey. Picks up a dribble down to the hands of Radical. Then he gonna cut back. Good read this time. Gonna finish it over with Clokey. Lazy pass and being picked off by Fritz. 3 on 3, she'll slow it down. Pressure comes, gonna swing it over to Matthias. Shorter 2, comes up short, tipped up in the air, rebounded by Bruner. Takes it from the elbow. Bounces up and out. Rebound inside by Zimmerman. Ball on the floor. Dives on it. Travel going to be called. Got her hands on it and falling onto the floor after she had possession. Good job from the ref to see that. It was very close to her just diving on the ball than to her falling with the ball in possession. So Lansing's 8-point lead will remain with 6:29 to go. Pass in, Kogi sweeps through, ball on the floor from Fritz, and jump ball. And it'll stay with the Cardinals. Passing on the side from Bruner. She's going to get the easy pass up to Schlegel. Off to the corner of Matthias. Back up high for Bruner. Lydia right on her. She'll step in. Steps in again. More help comes, and a foul called on Nelner, her second. Team 6. Two shots coming for Bruner. Her first shot up and in. Brings it down to a 7-point game as Hammond will enter for the first time tonight, along with Gergel for Radical and Nelner. And she's trying to make sure Nelner does not pick up her third, as they already have Quaid sitting on the bench with 3. Second shot coming from Bruner to make it a 6-point game. Good ball as well. Both teams will be shooting for the rest of the half, as they're both in the bonus. Gergel driving around, looking to get it to Clokey. Pass tip, stolen away. Bite back inside. Fritz the easy lay-in. Brings it down to a 4-point game. Just starting to get the Lancers to call a timeout. Trying to reset. 6:06 to go. It's a 19-15 4-point lead for the Lancers, with the Cardinals right behind them. Back in timeout, passing the girls, she'll take it to the floor, beating the double team, pressure right behind her, and a foul going to be called on Bruner. Riding her all the way up the sideline, picks up her 18th foul, as Gergel head to the line to take another 1-on-1. Bruner's second foul tonight. Both have been in transition. It's a little bit too physical on the drives down. Can't be leaning on the dribbler. Gergel yet to hit from the free throw line tonight, trying to earn herself a second. This one going to rim out as well. Tipped by Goodman, ends up being kicked out of bounds by Vanas. Nice stuff from Goodman to keep possession in the Lancers' favor. And they'll get a chance to get set up with 5:59 to go. Pass in, good read. Ends up being kicked in the hands of Goodman anyway. She'll sweep through and kick out to Clokey. We're going to drive inside and well. Little floater. Comes up short. Lee on the save. Tips up and around. Is being picked up by Fritz. Has open corner. Going to find her. Now down to the paint. 1-on-1 with Goodman. Spins around and in. As number 21 Vanas gets the better of number 21 Goodman. Brings it down to a 2-point game. Up to Gergel. She'll spin. Pressure comes. Stolen away by Bruner once again. Down to the paint. Tipped up in the air by Lydia. She'll handle it. Has Goodman inside, couldn't get the pass off. Now going to get into the corner. Goodman will take the free, fouled. And now she'll have three free throws at the line. Trying to get this back to a 2-possession lead. Nice one to get that pass to Goodman. Had her before, she didn't have the space to make the pass. Eventually did Goodman a quick release and got the contact. She went to the free throw line for the first time tonight. This one bounces up and out. Off the back rim. Chance at the 20. She's got 2 left. Second one bounces up and in. 20-17, a 3-point game. Radical and Nelner back in for Lydia and Hammett. Chance to make it a 4.2 possession game. Goodman's third up the line. Rims up and out and rebounded inside by Vanass. So Goodman goes 1 for 3. Does make it a 3-point game. This one kick corner. Chance to tie it. Bounces up and in. Big hit from Schlegel. And we're tied at 20. Pass up to Gurgle. Good pass to get the edge on her. Pressure comes from behind from Fritz. Gurgle will slow it down. Kick out Radical. From the elbow, she'll drive inside. Good little move inside, but ends up hitting it off the glass too hard. The run of Vanass up the floor to Fritz. Has corner once again. And with Schlegel. Doesn't find her in time. Now we'll give it to her. Opposite corner. This one going to come off on the side. It's being rebounded by Fritz, and she'll drive back inside. Tipped out of her hands. Diving safe. Foot on the line. Going back to the Lancers with 4:44 to go. Now we're passing baseline. Has Goodman open deep. And now she doesn't. Needs an option. Comes up the floor to Clokey. Clokey had defenders behind her. A lot of space in front of her. Hand off Radical. She'll fake and step in. Needs a kick out. Finds Neller in the paint. Draws the foul, but a travel called before. Started her feet. Turnover will send it back to the Cardinals. A chance to give them a lead. Trailed this one by as many as 8. Now it's brought it back even for the final 4:30 of the half. Just looking for an option. Gonna go high pass corner. That one gonna be tipped right back in the hands of Radical. She's got a 2-on-3. Has a step. Sends it off too hard once again. Good chip from Goodman. Ball on the floor. And that's going back to the Lancers. Radical twice has now sent them away. A little bit too hard off the backboard. Another note. Good hands from Goodman. Take a jab at it as she was driving up the floor. Ends up being kicked out of bounds by Vanass. As now Zimmerman will enter in for Soprano. Elner passing from the side. Pass up to Radical. Tipped out of her hands. Ball will come into the corner. Touch last by Radical. Up the floor to Fritz. She'll turn and go. Driving back inside. Pressure on all ends. Swings it around. Vanass. Back down to the paint. Steps around on Nelner. Zimmerman will lay it up and in. From down 8 to up 2. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Gurgle trying to drive up sideline. Foot on the line. It's going back to the Cardinals. Lancers wanted that foul called. Good defense, though, by Schlegel. Enough pressure. Force her out. Not enough to draw a foul. As the Cardinals' chance. They get a 2-possession lead here. Right after retaking the lead, 22-20. Fritz driving inside. Forced back out by Clokey. Swings it around. Back down to the paint. Nelner overcommits. Now kick back out to Fritz. Fritz on the free throw line. Steps inside. Pressure all around. Shot comes up short. Spinning around is Nelner. Drives inside. Sends it short. Rebounded by Radical. Triple team. Lays it up and in. And we're back even at 22. Slings it up to the corner. Back into the paint. Double team gonna put one up anyway. That one heads long and out of bounds. Off the back of the backboard. Winner back in for Vanass. As Nelner will pass the baseline. Game even at 22 with 3:15 to go in the first half. Lots more press from the Cardinals. Been about 50-50 with it working and it not. Still gonna get into Gurgle. Step back across. Pressure comes, swings it back over to Nelner. Good patience, Nelner gonna get it up the floor. Trying to reverse dribble back inside, kick out to Radical, gonna go corner for Clokey. Clokey the open 3. She'll hit it! 25-22, the Lancers take a 3-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go. Looking corner, gonna try to give it to her. Too high and out of bounds, going right back to the Lancers. As they'll have that chance now, take a 2-possession lead. Soprano entering back in for Fritz. Nelner will pass it in on the baseline. Needs an option, gonna get it into Gurgle, pass tip. Gurgle pressured and drops it out of bounds. And they're gonna say last touched by Soprano. Nelner passing baseline, has Goodman over the top, she wants it. Good job to get it to her on that side. Sweeping up with Matthias. And now travel call on Goodman. As it all comes to naught. Ends up being a Cardinal pass, and Lydia enters back in for Radical. Passing baseline from Soprano. Gets it out to Zimmerman. It's back up top. Quick release. Comes up short. Rebounded by Nelner. Gonna get a screen from Lydia to get some space. Nelner, good pass across to Goodman. Goodman can't slow it down in time as I'm hitting out the bottom of the backboard. As Bruner takes a step, lets the defense go past her, ends up handing it off to Soprano. Back to the corner. Gets her dribble down to avoid the travel. In the corner. He crawls up on her. Swings it up high and back around to Bruner. Back to the corner. Quick release for the tie. She hits it! We're tied at 25 as Matthias gets another big three in the corner. Her second of the night. This one tipped up in the hands of Clokey. Clokey to 2-on-2. Takes it herself, comes up short. Rebound has a man ahead of her. And a foul is called on Soprano. Offensive fouls going right back to the Lancers. It'll be her third of the night. We'll see if they send in some for her. Offense fouls will not result in 2 shots as Cardinals now hit the double bonus. Good screening action to get Gerla with some space. And she'll step across the line with another good screening from Clokey. Back up to Lydia. Swings it around to Clokey. Takes corner back up high to Lydia. She'll step around down the thing with Nelner. Wasn't ready for it. Ends up picking up with a wide open layup and she'll lay it up and in. Wasn't ready for the pass. Ends up poking out into a good spot for her. Finishes the play as Gogo runs up to try to get the loose ball. Kick out to the corner. Open three from Schlegel. She'll hit one. Another big three from Schlegel to give them a 1-point lead, 28-27. Pass up the floor to Lydia. She's got a step. Weaving through traffic to the corner with Clokey. Another one. Off the back rim and rebounded by Bruner. Clokey Charles get in front of the ball. Bruner a lot of speed. And a travel is called. Trying to step through. Took one too many. 28-27, a 1-point Cardinal lead with 1:17 to go. Ball going back to the Lancers as Fritz enters in along with Mathiasen. Schlegel exits with 2 fouls. Bruner exits with 2. Nelner will pass it in. Looking for an option. Gets it out to Gergel. Spinning around, has Nelner behind her. Going to hand it off to her. She gets trapped. Good move inside to get around. Has a 1-on-3 with both corners. Takes it herself inside. Lays it up and off to her. Gets her on rebound coming in from out of bounds. Goes right back in baseline. Back up and in. Nelner keeping the pressure up. Giving her team a 1-point lead, 29-28 with 52 seconds to go. Fritz mishandling her dribble. Now going to try back around, swings at corner. Open three, won't take it. Steps back up. Relocates, takes that three, and comes up short, bouncing up and out. Rebounded by Gergel. She'll take it to the floor. She'll be patient. Gets the offense set up with 35 seconds to go. Swings it over to Clokey. Clokey getting a screen. Spinning around, going to hand out to Gergel. Looking for an option. 25 seconds to go. Takes it around. Back over to Clokey. Had Nelner for a second, didn't see her. Clokey now driving inside. Comes up short, out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals with 15.9 to go. Lancers possibly last offensive possession. Do have that 1-point lead, 29-28. Might just want to hold it out to the end. Let's get a good look on the inbound here. Goodman cuts back, gonna give it to her. Mishandles the pass, forced to take it back out. Back up high to Clokey. 12 seconds to go. Lancers gotta be aware of the clock to get a shot off. 8 seconds. Pass over to Gergel. 5 seconds. Clokey stepping inside. Little floater. Knocks it down at the buzzer. 31-28, a 3-point Lancer lead. A strong half from them. A lot of good shots from both teams. Lancers holding on to a 3-point lead. As we head to the break, 10 fouls in that first half for the Cardinals. Going to be rough for them coming down the stretch. Lancers only with 6, but Quaid with 3 of them. She'll be in foul trouble along with Nelner with 2. Radical gets the other one as the Lancers hold on to a 3-point lead. 31-28. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half. back for the second half. 31-28, a strong showing from both teams, but a foul trouble for the Cardinals, along with Quaid and down on the Lancers side. That's just about it for the Lancers. Radicals with only other foul. And as they look to hold on to their lead here, starting off with the ball. This one's going to be stolen away. Matthias got a step. Sends it off too hard, picked up by Girdle. Trying to find the outlet, now double team, gets it out to Nelner. Has Radical up the floor. Loft pass, steps inside. Right back to Nelner. Steps back out, gonna spin around, banks it up and in. The Lancers go up 5. Good connection between Radical and Nelner. That's gonna be passed on the paint, tipped out of bounds, but the Lancers staying with the Cardinals. It'll be a pass in on the baseline. And it'll come in from Nelner. No. Bruner. Swatted away by Radical. Good save into the hands of Gurgle. She'll hesitate. Got pressure in front of her. Gonna step out, hand off to Radical. Still driving inside. Has a free lane. Opposite hand up and in. Lancers quick start out to this half. They go up 5. Swung to the corner. Matthias looking to the paint. I'm gonna send it back up top to Fritz. Steps up and around. Across to Matthias. Looking to the paint. But you gotta be careful, does have those 3 fouls. Shot off the back of the rim, tipped up in the air and rebounded by Radical. Gets it over to Nelner, has to get up the floor. Now gonna take it herself, now I'm gonna slow it down. Swings it over to Gurgle. Back up high to Nelner. Over to Clokey, has some space, won't take it. Takes deep corner, down to the paint with Radical. Has the open shot in half to Nelner instead. Nelner with a drive inside, ends it off too hard. Rebound Quaid, one-handed back up too hard once again. Tipped up and around. Rebound by Zimmerman. Gets it back in before falling out of bounds and gets it over to Matthias. Up the floor to Bruner. Bruner the 2-1-2 will slow it down. Back to the paint. Good read from Quaid, just swatted out of bounds. It'll remain over the ball on the baseline. Up top to Fritz, has open corner, gonna find her. Bruner with the 3. She'll knock it down. First points of the second half brings them back within 4. Gurgle spinning around up top. Gets it over to Quaid. Back to a cuff for Nelner. Nelner the drive inside, lays it up and in. Missed her last one, send it off a little bit too hard this time. Gets it under control, lays it up and in, and gives her team a 6-point lead once again. Good pass across. As Louis couldn't quite get there in time. Now back up top for the open 3 with Fritz. Won't take it, gonna step inside. Now back up top. Radical gets a hand on it, tips it away, and ends up stealing it away as well. Up to Quaid, up to Gurgle. 2-on-2. Louis steps out for the open 3 if she wants it. Steps in, will drive inside for the floater. Back up top to Radical. Up to Gurgle, looking for an option. Off towards Nelner. Nelner will relocate. Over to Radical. Back inside to Nelner, pass a little bit low off a foot, and that foot was Nelner's. Remains a 6-point game as the Cardinals take it back up the floor with Fritz. Back up high to Matthias. Back across for Fritz. Looks to the paint. Gonna find it. In the face, kick out, open 3, won't take it. Matthias steps back inside. Comes back out. Bruner another open 3, made her last one. She'll make this one as well. Back to back from Bruner. And the freshman has him within 3. Loki spinning around, gonna get it up to Nelner. Steps back out and a reset. Over to Gurgle. Right back up to Nelner. Gurgle runs around to the corner over to Clokey. Clokey down to the paint with Radical. She'll step inside. Rims up and in. And Lancers take a 5-point lead. Fritz right back up the floor. Gurgle on her blue line. Gonna get around her. Kick out. Not a lot of options. Gonna swing it back high to Fritz. Hand off Bruner. Cookie right up on her. She's made her last 2 threes. This one goes down into the paint. Rims up and out. Rebounded Vanass. Back up. Comes up short and rebounded by Quaid. Up the floor to Clokey. Gets it over to Gurgle. Right back up to Clokey. Over to Nelner. They're gonna spin and drive inside and will. Steps through a couple of defenders. Gets it in and one. Good drive from Nelner to get that spin around. Pop through a couple of defenders. Broke through the contact. And gives their team another 7-point lead. Chance to make it 8 at the line. Cardinals will enter. It'll be Schlegel, Soprano, and Zimmerman. As Fritz, Niederreiter, and Matthias all head to the bench. And passing will go to Schlegel. Moves it across to Soprano, looks down the paint, now back up high to Schlegel. Good pass across Soprano once again. Stripped out of bounds by Clokey. It'll stay with the Cardinals. Passing from the side to Soprano. Gets it into Vanasse. Hands back up Soprano, goes deep corner. Bruner steps back up. Tipped into her hands by Clokey once again. It'll stay with the Cardinals. Around and sends it back up top. Schlegel step inside. Back over to Soprano. Quickly down to the paint with Bruner. Kick back out. Open three. Comes up short. Zervin can't save it. And it'll head back to the Lancers. I'm going to pass it in on the baseline. Gets into Jurgel. Gets it on his dribble. Back up top to Nelner. They're looking ahead, no options. He'll spin around and try to get set. And he'll hand off to Girdle on the side. Radical steps back into the paint. Nelner will get set up and she'll handle it. Now kick back up to Girdle. Swings around the perimeter to Clokey. Into the paint for Quaid. Now deeper into the paint with Radical. One-on-one. Looking for an option. Wants a kick out. And even to Girdle. Girdle stepping inside. Hand back off to Radical. Thinks about a three. Now going to drive in baseline. Good step through. Rims up and out, rebounded by Quaid, right back up. Draws the foul as the shot goes long. Lancers with an 8-point lead, chance to make it 10 at the line is Quaid. Quaid's first to fall. Gives Lancers a 9-point lead, their largest of the night. Saints to 10. Entering in the lead, Matthias, or Bruner, and Fritz, and Vanasse. Quaid second. Gives them a new largest lead at 10, 44-34. Pass to Fritz, she'll take it on the floor with 12:50 to go. Schlegel, gonna send him back out of Fritz. Brings it around. Good pick off from Clokey. That's a one-on-one with Fritz. She'll finish strong, and the Lancers lead is 12. Time not going to be called by the Cardinals. 46-34. Good read from Clokey. Takes it coast to coast. They give them a 12-point lead with 12:34 to go. Step around, gonna hand it off in the corner. Kick back out up top, Soprano. Takes the paint, will swing it around the perimeter. Gets it back high. Schlegel will step around, hand off to Fritz. Push it dribble in the corner, Clokey on. Driving on the side for a kick back out, gonna swing it back around to Fritz. Goes deep corner, open 3-1 taking, gonna step inside instead. Matthias looking for space. Pulls up without any, comes up short. Back out and ends up being picked up by Schlegel. Fritz looking for an option. Steps inside, goes deep corner. Open three for Soprano. Big hit to bring him back down to 9. This one's stolen away. Diving attempt from Fritz ends up going out of bounds. Blanchard keeps possession. As the Cardinals looking like their offense was starting to stall. Soprano gets just enough space to get that shot off. Yeah, big hit. Keep this game manageable as they bring it back down within 9. Now we'll pass it in the deep corner. Gets into Radical. Good pass up to Quaid. Quaid all alone. And he'll lay it up and in. Back to an 11-point game. over to Fritz. Fritz the open three. That one goes off the side. Rebounded by Quaid. Ends up being slung out at the last second. And then we'll swing it back around. Niedermeyer. Back us up to Fritz once again. Up and turns it across. Back up high for Schlegel. Swing back inside on handoff to Niedermeyer. Good pass under the post. 1-on-1 with Milner. Just up through. Now Radical's there. Gonna spin around for the fadeaway. Off the back rim. Rebounded by Quaid. And she'll sweep through and send it up to Radical. Radical 1-on-4. Wisely gonna slow it down. And he'll hand off to Gurgle. Langston will get spread. Hand off to Clokey up top. Drive towards center. Gonna get a screen. Hand off in the corner to Gurgle. Takes about 3. Now over to Nelner. Drives up towards Quaid. Now going to change direction. We're going to drive inside. Hand off Radical. She'll step up. Tipped out of her hands and a foul is called. The third of the half. And it'll be the second on Fritz. First ball. 49-37 to 12-point lead as Bruner will enter in for Fritz. Radical second with a chance to hit him at 50. Comes up short. Quay gonna get the rebound. Turnaround, no option. Back over to Nelner. Probably fine. We're probably going to score 3 anyway, right? Kick out Quaid. Open 3. Come on. Come up short. Wishful thinking. Then that doesn't happen. Up the floor goes Bruner. Hand off up top to Matthias. Pass blocked and a foul is called. Either on Quaid or Nelner. Neither option's good. On Quaid would be worse if that would be her 4th. It is indeed Quaid. She'll pick up her 4th. And someone most likely come in for her. They're going to need her for the end of this one. Probably coming in with about 5 minutes left. As it'll be Eichstead who will come in for the first time tonight. That's the first free throw. Bounces off for Matthias. Second free throw hits nothing. Langston will pass it in on the baseline. Up the floor to Clokey. Gets it over to Gurgle. Right back up top to Clokey. Nelner bounces up to get it. Thinks about going corner. Looking for an option down in the paint. Nelner spinning around. Still no option. Tipped out of her hands. She'll get her dribble back. It'll hand off to Gurgle. Back over to Nelner. Into the paint with Radical. Tipped out of her hands. Gurgle will pick it up. Now going to drive inside. Bad angle. Kick out Eichstead. Eichstead the jumper. Bounce up and out. Rebound and sent across by Zimmerman over to Schlegel. Sends it up the floor to Bruner. No option inside. Forced to kick out to Schlegel. Schlegel the contested 3. Comes up short, right to the hands of Radical. She'll slow it down and hand off to Nelner. 9 minutes to go. Hand off to Clokey. Pass tipped and stolen away. Matthias takes a bump and a foul is called on Nelner. That'll be her 3rd. As Lydia and possibly 4 Nelner. And it will indeed. Pass into Schlegel. We'll swing it across to Matthias. Has open corner with Niedermeyer. We'll take it. Back up top. Tipped out of bounds off the hands. Nope, not out of bounds. Good save by Bruner. Now back up top for the open 3. She'll hit it. Another big hit from Matthias. We're going back within 9 now. And Lancers offense struggling a little bit in the last few minutes. Cardinals got to take advantage and did so on that play. As Gergel will now drive inside, had a step, gonna cut back out, back up top to Clokey. Hands it off to Lydia, down to the paint with Eichstätt. She'll turn and step inside, back across for Radical. She's got a lane, lays it up and in, and Lancers lead goes right back to 11. Good response from the Lancers to keep that lead right around 10, 11, 12 mark. This one's swung over to Matthias. Has some space, he wants to step up into a 3. Step around and swing it over to Schlegel. This handles, Gergel gets a hand on it. Schlegel uses a dribble, force kick it back out. Niedermeyer spinning around, gonna go deep corner. Matthias will step up. Skip pass across, now down to the paint. Immediately double team. Niedermeyer got the size advantage. Force kick out to Schlegel. Schlegel, the quick release. Comes up short and rebounded by Gergel. Hand off to Clokey. Pass tipped out of the paint, and a foul will be called on Zimmerman. Team's 4th. Goodman enters in, along with Fritz, Soprano, and Thiasen. As the first on Zimmerman as well. Teams doing very well with the fouls, only 4 for the Cardinals. Definitely a step up after getting 10 in that first half. Lancers only with 2, ended up only with 6 in that first half. So solid game here in the second half. Clokey will take it back up, pressure on. Keeps her dribble alive and gets the pass out to Lydia. Takes one dribble, back into the paint with Radical. Looking to drive inside, hand off Clokey. She'll step in for the floater, comes off the side of the backboard and rebounded by Soprano. Sends it up the floor, trying to go quickly. One-on-one with Lydia. Driving inside, sends one far and a foul call. Now send Bruno to the line as the Lancers pick up their 3rd foul. Strong free throw shooter tonight. Needs these 2 to keep this game close. He has an 11-point Lancer lead at the moment. First to fall. Brings it down to a 10-point game. Second bounce out. Tipped by Radical. Rebounded by Radical. Send up the floor to Lydia. 10-point game with 7 minutes to go. Over to Clokey. To the paint with Radical. Spinning inside. Bad angle. Ends up sending it long anyway. And rebounded by Matthiasen. Good chance for the Cardinals here to get some points back. Soprano, kick out. Matthiasen fakes. Going to swing around. Hand it off to Soprano. She'll step inside. Back up top to Fritz. Pass corner. Kicked out of bounds by Radical. Read it well. On a pass and it'll come in from the side. Out to Bruner. Goes back up top with Fritz. Takes a drive inside. Go around the perimeter, good cut off from Lydia. Changes the direction and he'll hand off up top to Matthiasen. Goes corner. Bruner not out of space. Right back down to Matthiasen. Kick out. Bruner, the open 3. Rims up and out and rebounded by Eichstätt. Up the floor, nearly stolen away, and now is Bruner the 1-on-2. Ends up slipping a bad fall. She'll get up Bruner. The leg almost folded beneath her. She's looking to come off of that one unscathed. Doesn't end up throwing it out of bounds, however, as the Lancers will retake possession. 6:16 to go, 51-41. As Nelner re-enters. With those 3 fouls, Lydia nearly traveling. Gets the pass on the time. Radical steps through the defense, draws the foul, and he'll head to the line to take 2. 5th foul called now on the Cardinals. Radical chance to go right back to that 12-point lead where they've hovered on most of this half. First one will bounce off the back. Comes up short, rebounded by Fritz. So quickly down the side. He'll hesitate inside, hit shot spot, knocks it down. Beautifully done from Fritz. Into the side, taking the court, little hesitation dribble. Finds the space she needs, goes up strong and makes it an 8-point game. Up to Goodman. Kicking down to the paint, no option. Still spinning, drive inside. Cut off from Fritz, swatted out of bounds. It'll remain Lancer ball with a pass in coming on the baseline. Wade entering back in for Radical. Wade with those 4 fouls, gotta be careful. Timing out for the Lancers. Need her in for as long as he can stay in. Lydia passing in on the baseline. Up top quickly to Quaid. Quick corner to Lydia. Lydia the open 3. Heads it long. And it's being picked up by Bruner. Bruner gonna swing it across. Something inside through contact. Comes up short. Rebounded by Quaid. And a jump ball. And that is going to stay with the Cardinals. Soprano can pass into the paint. Double team will fade away. Banks it up and in. Mathiasen brings it now within 6. Back out to Lydia. Double team. Pass back across to Nelner. So a bump from Fritz and a foul going to be called. That'll be the 6th. And after the pass, the Lance will be shooting the rest of the night. Radical entering in. Along with Gurgle. For Eichstedt and Lydia. Pass it in from the side. Lancers up in the 6. 12-point lead been cut in half in the last minute and a half. Nelner fakes up top. Now he's an option. Going to get it up to Radical. Hand off to Clokey. Change direction. He'll step inside. Gets it over to Nelner. Nelner will spin. Try to go baseline. Cut off nicely by Bruner and back up top to Clokey. Clokey steps around. No option. Now going to get it over to Gurgle. Sandals it. Fritz right up on her. Back up top to Clokey. It's stolen away. Nelner coming in from behind. Soprano inside, comes up short, rebounded by Nelner, she'll take it back up. Radical all alone up the floor. And timeout called by the Lancers. Had a free lane timeout called before the pass. And the Lancers miss an opportunity on the 2 points there. Back in the timeout, Lancers up by 6. Final 5 to go. Clokey driving around looking for some space. Into the paint with Radical. Hand off to Nelner. Nelner got space. Bounces up and out. Rebounded by Bruner, and a foul is called on Nelner. That'll be her 4th. And the team's 4th as well. So Nelner and Quaid both 1 foul from fouling out. Team's only got 10. Nelner and Quaid with 8 of those. Up the floor with a little Fritz as Nelner heads to the bench for Goodman. Fritz driving inside, kick out corner. Now out of space, dribbling back up, gets it out to Fritz. Pass swatted away by Radical once again as she looks to the other corner. 4:29 to go. Cardinals got to be savoring these possessions here down the stretch. Down 6. They've had a couple of good shots in the last 2 possessions, got to keep that going. Fritz will slow it down, look for an option. Dribbles towards the paint, has some space, and he gets down to Bruner. Bruner stepping inside. Triple team, and a foul is called. Might be Quaid. If it is, that's her 5th. Nope, gonna go against Radical. It'll be her 2nd. Team's 5th, though. And a shooting foul is called as well, so it'll be Bruner taking 2 at the line. Bruner's been solid free throw line all night long. Got to be able to get these down the stretch and done on her 1st. Brings it down to a 5-point game. Her 2nd bounces out. Rebounded by Quaid off her foot. And we're going to say nope, off the Cardinals. Just going to throw up the floor to Cloakey. She'll spin a handle. Trying to go baseline, mishandles. Fritz dives on the floor and ends up dropping out of bounds. Immanuel in. As Wade will pass it in on the side. 4-11 to go, a 5-point game. Passing to Radical. Has the one-on-one. Wants Wade to cut around. Takes it to her. Swings it all the way across to Goodman. Goodman a big three. Off the back rim. Rebounded by Radical. She'll turn around. Gets blocked and a foul is called on Zimmerman. That'll be her second and her team's seventh. Radical first to fall, makes it a 6-point game. Big free throw coming in for Radical, chance to make it a 7.3 possession game with exactly 4 minutes to go. It's good. 53-46. Under 4 minutes to go now. Fritz up the floor. Driving inside. Kicks it out. Open three. Bruno won't take it. Goes to the corner. Mathiasen deep two. She'll knock it down. Brings it down to a 5-point game once again. This one's going like Fritz in the corner. And a timeout call. Fritz, the strong defense, gets the steal. Good timeout by the Cardinal bench. They'll be their ball down 5 with 3:42 to go. Back to the timeout. Big bucket and a big steal by Fritz. Good timeout to get him this set up possession. 53-48 down by 5 with 3:38 to go. Still plenty of time. Still got to make possession worth it. Kick out corner. Open three for Mathias. Going to go headlong. Tipped out of bounds by Cloakey. And it'll remain with the Cardinals. Mathias rushed it just a little bit. Didn't have that much space. Do want to get her open in the corner, though, as it'll most likely need a couple of threes here down the stretch. Kick out Fritz. She's got an open three. She'll take it as well. That one banks in! Big three from Fritz. After getting the steal, brings it down to a 2-point game. Pass in the Gurgle. Pressure coming from behind. And a foul is called. That'll be the 8th team foul and a 1-and-1 incoming with 3:19 to go. The 4th on Fritz. Games you can make both. First to fall. 54-41, a 3-point game. Chance to get a 2-possession game here. Sorry. This one falls well. 4-point game, 55-41. Up the floor goes Fritz. Looking at their last three. Kick out, Bruner. Back right over to Fritz. Thinks about it. Now going to go deep corner to Mathiasen. Looking to drive inside. Uses up her dribbling. Force kick back out to Bruner. Bruner steps out. Driving back inside, hand off into the paint with Zimmerman. Zimmerman to turn around. Rolls it in, and it's back to a 2-point game. He'll get the floor. Gonna weave through some traffic. Trying to slow it down and will. Got the Gurgle. Gurgle's got some space. She'll take the three. Travel called. As Gurgle ended up making the three to shift her feet right before the shot. Would have been one of the biggest threes of the night for the Lancers. Ends up turning into a turnover and a chance to tie and or take a lead for the Cardinals. Kick out corner. Matthias thinks about it, looking for an option. Looks across court, now gonna hand it off back up top to Fritz. 2-3-8 to go. Pass tipped, stolen away by Gurgle. Taking up the floor, looking for an option. Gonna spin inside. Into the paint with Radical. Had Nelner for a second, couldn't find her in time. Pressure comes. Steps up, gonna hand off to Quaid. Kick out over to Gurgle. She'll drive around. 2:14 to go. Back to the paint with Quaid. Down low to Koki, can't handle it. Last to touch it, and it's going back to the Cardinals. Soprano entering in for Fritz. 2:11 to go, 55-53. Not sure if that was the right sub. The coach was very displeased and sent Fritz sub right back in. Soprano will swing it across. Right back over to Soprano. Takes to the paint. Back into the paint with Bruner. Bruner comes across. Zimmerman swatted out of bounds by Quaid. And the play last touch by Zimmerman. Fritz entering right back in for Matthiasen. 1:59 to go. 55-53 remains a 2-point Lancer lead. Clinging onto it here as they struggle with the press as of late. Needs an option. Sends one high to Radical. That one goes overhead. Easily stolen away. Swing inside, kick out. Bruder, the open three. Bounces up and out. Racing to the corner is Fritz. She'll step back out. Low corner. Driving inside. Gonna hit shot spot. Sends it long. Tipped up. And rebound on Matthias. Skip pass across. Fritz to the corner. Deep two to tie. Bounces up and out. Tipped around and picked up by Quaid. Hand off to Nelner with 1:30 to go. A couple of opportunities for the Cardinals. Can't convert. Nelner trying to hold on to possessing and a pass into the paint. Too high. Throws it away. And the press works once again. 1:26 to go. The Cardinals get it right back. Fritz up the floor. In no hurry. Has it a 2-point game exactly where they want it. Had some good looks on it. Shouldn't get it to fall. 1:20 to go. Up top. Swings it back over to Fritz. Looks to the paint. Now going to go deep corner. Thinks about it. Now going to give it to her. Zimmerman has the angle. Comes up short. Gets her a rebound. Tipped back in her hands. And sent back out to Fritz. Fritz got some space. Thinks about it. Now going to swing it back across. Back over to Fritz. She'll step in. Back right over. Radical takes it away. Radical works through contact. One-on-one with Fritz. Up and out. Gurgle all alone. Back up and in. Radical shaken up after the play, but it's a 4-point Lancer lead. And a timeout called by the Cardinals. Good defense for Fritz to avoid not fouling. However, bounce up right in the hands for the easy lay-in. Lancers up 4 with 50 to go. Back to the timeout. 50 seconds to go. It's a 4-point game. 57-53. Cardinals in a lot more of a hurry than they were last time down the floor. Need to get something here. 40 seconds to go. Getting kick out corner. Back up high. Soprano fakes. Swings back over to Fritz. Fritz trying to make something happen. Driving inside. Kick out corner. Not a lot of space. Back up top. Matthias has some space. Now kick off. Brutal corner. They need it. Sends it long. Rebound has a kick out. Fritz all alone. Back up top. Matthias a three. Off the front of the rim and rebounded back inside. Foul is called on the floor. On the Lancers. They'll go against Quaid, and that's her fifth. sixth foul. Quaid exits the game for the second time this year. Passing baseline from Soprano. 22 seconds to go. Another foul occurs. It'll be a 1-1 unless it's a shooting foul. Soprano on the baseline. Need a quick bucket. Kicks it out high. Matthias goes corner. Stolen away by Radical. 17 seconds to go. Need to foul. Gets over to Clokey. Corner to Goodman. Time running. And a foul is called at 11.2. Couple of good looks. Cardinals can't quite knock them down toward the end. Looks like the Lancers might be able to wind this one down. 57-53. Goodman at the line with 11 seconds to go. Their first to fall. Makes it a 5-point game. Cardinals going to need a 3 on the other end. Or a quick 2 if they can get it. As Goodman's second will bounce out. Tipped up. Picked up. Morley out of bounds. And it's going to the Cardinals. 7.6 to go. They need a quick shot. And then a quick foul opposite. Gets in the Fritz. Time running down. Needs an option. Fritz driving inside. Time running out. Soprano the 3. Banks it in! Timeout with 0.6 to go. Brings it down to a 2-point game as the Cardinals call timeout. Back from timeout. Cardinals in trouble. Need an immediate foul. Going to send us on the court. Radical there, and that'll do it. Beautiful call from the Lancers. Throw it up the court. Radical racing to get in. The Lancers pull it out. 58-56. As they win it by 2 to improve to 1-2 on the year. They will have one final game tomorrow before Thanksgiving break. They'll be away at Augusta. We will not be streaming this one. You can go to Augusta stream. They will have it up. As we will be going to the boys game for that one this week. Just JV and Varsity. And that'll be streamed by us. It'll also be streamed by Gilmanton, which is another possibly better option as I'm going to be playing in the games tomorrow. So I will not be broadcasting it. I will, however, just turn it on and put it in a corner. So you will be able to see everything. It won't be very clear. So if you want to go watch on Gilmanton, I'm not going to hold it against you. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's hard to find another stream. Also, it's going to be Huddle, which means it's not going to be posted after it's done. It's just going to go away. So you'll be able to rewatch the one that I'm doing tomorrow, which will start at 6 for JV, 7:15 for Varsity. I'll set that one up as soon as I get there, and that'll be playing all night long. But the Lancers here improving to 1-2 on the year, 58-56. The guys starting their year tomorrow with the girls trying to get back to 500 tomorrow. As we will see you at Indy Gilmanton at 6 for the guys' first game.